Good morning to 5 Minutes Thoughts, to my daily audio log. Today I wanted to talk about something that forced me to think in a different way. Before we start there, I want to say, if I were studying aerospace engineering, if I had the time to go back in, if I had the possibility to go back in time and choose another subject to study, I would most likely study mathematics and specialize in geometry. Now, it pains me a lot because in school they teach you math like sets of rules, and they teach you how to apply those sets of rules. They don't teach you the rest of the beauty behind it, and they don't teach you that math is art. Why am I saying this? Because in schools, imagine they teach you maths in the same way that they teach you art by teaching you how to draw a car using 2 rectangles and 2 circles. Imagine that is pretty much a summary, according to me, what math is shown as in school. We all know that there is more to those 2 rectangles and a circle to art. There are great artists throughout the millennia. There are great painters, but not only that, in school they don't teach you there are other ways to do maths. For example, we know that the arts can be expressed in many different forms, through songs, through dancing, through poem, through literature, through painting, through making statues. There are different ways that art can be expressed, but they don't teach you how math can be expressed. That leads to me a particular thing about geometry. In geometry, we are taught in school, parallel lines are lines in a plane which do not meet. That is, 2 straight lines in a plane that do not intersect at any point are said to be parallel. But what they fail to tell you, this rule is valid in the Euclidean space. Now, without going too much in depth of what Euclidean space is, that's basically what the mathematician Euclid have explained the world as, using Euclidean geometry. That is what we conventionally use in the real world, or not only in the real world, but we conventionally use, and it is taught in schools because it explains most of the things in the world that is required for a high schooler or a school kid to know. However, there are other ways that geometry can be used to explain the world, and those are predominantly known as non-Euclidean geometry, and one of them is hyperbolic. In the hyperbolic world, there are not only 2 ways that line can interact. In Euclidean, we can have lines that are intersecting and lines that are parallel, meaning that they never intersect. Whereas in hyperbolic geometry, we have lines that can intersect. Of course, as it means, there is a common point in the plane where they'll intersect. Now, this is where it becomes gray and black. In Euclidean geometry, most of the things are black or white. But in hyperbolic, it can be white, gray, and black. And these are the 2 new rules from one. You can have parallel lines, okay? These, if they do not intersect in the plane, they'll converge to a common point at infinity. That's also known as an ideal point. Or you have ultra-parallel, that they never intersect, and they don't have a common limit point at infinity. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because this is how our life is. Our life is not set to be white and black, but there is also this gray. And this is why the meaning of parallel to me is so important.